Welcome to the very first Hip Hop Music Buzz audio interview. We're joined today by Noreaga, one half of the groundbreaking hip hop act Capone&noreaga. They've just recorded and released The War Report Part 2, and Noreaga, who people call Nori for short, also has a new solo album out now. Enjoy the interview and be sure to register as a HipHopMusicBuzz.com member. Hey Nori, thanks for joining us today. Tell us about the continuation from the first War Report album 13 years ago to Part 2. How are those two connected in your mind?
Well, it's basically the older brother to the War. The War Report 2 is basically the older brother to the War Report 1. War Report 1, where you just got, two kids, straight out the hood, not really knowing how to rhyme, knowing how to rhyme, but not really knowing how to put songs together and making great music. And you got those same two brothers, years later, that put together the Part 2 that is just a grown-up version of the Part 1. You know what I mean? We couldn't talk about the same things we talked about in Part 1 because obviously we ain't going through the same things. We're going through different issues and different problems and different things in life. So that's what we're talking about in Part 2, and that's the best way I can describe it. Part 2 is just the older brother of Part 1.
Very cool. I like that. Nori, my second question for you. Why do you think you and Capone make such a good combination as rap writers and performers? Is it like a brotherly bond? Is it musical? What is your opinion on that?
I think it's a little bit of both, a brotherly bond and musical. He's definitely a smooth character. He's definitely not too much of a yelling type, not too much of a hyperactive person, not too much of a loud person. Where I'm all of that. I love to be hyped. I get excited. I yell. I get enthusiastic. I get vigorous, and so it's a total opposite. And I believe the opposites attract. And obviously, we're brothers. We've been together. We've been friends for over 20 years. So it obviously makes sense that way as well.
Cool. My next question, Nori. You are one of the most active bloggers and Twitter users that I've seen in hip-hop. Is that a way for you to get closer to fans?
It's just a way for me to, I wouldn't say to get closer to fans. It's a way for me to interact with the fans. I've been blogging, like you said. I could throw out videos. I could throw out, written blogs. But it's not really a chance for me to hear them speak back to me. You know what I mean? When you throw out videos and you throw out written blogs, how different websites post it, and different websites have comments. Some of them are your fans and some of them are not. So a way for me to interact with my fans is Twitter, obviously, hands down. I can send you out something. I can say I'm on an interview with you right now, and people, and some people who know you would say, "Hey, tell him I said what's up." You know what I mean? Or hey, watch out for that guy. He's a crazy interview guy. You know what I mean? Or yo, he's a cool interview person. You know what I mean? It's that immediate contact. I remember I used to throw out records, and London wouldn't get it for a year later. You know what I mean? I used to throw out records, and Dusseldorf, Germany, wouldn't get it for 6 months later. And this is a chance for London, Germany, the fans in Africa, the fans in Venezuela to all get the same feedback at the same time. Everybody gets the record at the same time. Everybody gives their feedback at the same time. And it's definitely, I definitely salute technology for that.
Sounds great. Nori, tell our Hip Hop Music Buzz members how cool it was for you to work with Nas and Busta Rhymes on War Report Part 2. What did they bring to the project?
Well, the crazy thing about War Report Part 2 is War Report 1, Nas is originally on War Report 1. We couldn't clear the track, and Busta Rhymes was originally on War Report 1, and we couldn't clear the track. We were so much newcomers at the time that the record labels wouldn't give us a chance to clear any records. You know what I mean? They just didn't know who capone&noreaga was. So 13 years later, we got a chance to do it all over, and we got a chance to get Nas and Busta Rhymes and the record label clear it. So obviously we made some type of growth. Both artists I tremendously respect as individuals, as men, and as artists. So to get them both on the album, it was a great accomplishment.
Well, cool. Thanks for sharing that story. I hadn't heard that yet. My next question for you, Nori. How meaningful to you was the tribute that you did for Big Pun?
You know, I did that tribute like the second day or the third day after Pun's death. I actually have not heard the record again, and I refuse to listen to the record. I did an interview with XXL, and XXL on the Ustream was asking me, you know, did I have the record? How can I get the record? And so the website, which is 57ab.com, found the record and sent it to XXL. XXL decided that they wanted to blast it. They blasted it and threw it out. And I thought it was great. I thought that everybody, you know, listened to the record. They loved it. And it was great for the people who commented on it and gave me a salute for it. Well, I did it then, and I listened to it then, and I refuse to listen to it now.
Cool. Nori, where do you see rap and hip-hop at the end of this first decade of the 21st century, and where do you see rap and hip-hop going in the next 10 years?
I can't tell you where it's going in the next 10 years because as you asked me 5 years ago, where would I be able to see rap, I wouldn't have said it's at where it's at now. I'm just, you know, I'm just a person that's, you know what I mean, I might be riding first class on this plane of hip hop, but I definitely don't know where the destination is. You know what I mean? I know that I'm on the plane. I know the destination. I know that the plane is going to take off and it's going to go somewhere. But the exact destination, I don't know where it's going to go. I tend to like to enjoy the ride. You know what I mean? As opposed to me sitting on my seat and saying, "What's going? What's next?" And are we going to go through here? And then this? Nah, I just rather sit back and enjoy the ride. And I guess that's the best way I can answer that question.
Well, I like that. I got a couple of more for you, Nori, and we'll let you go. I'm sure that you have a lot more solo releases and some more albums coming up with Capone. Tell our Hip Hop Music Buzz members about some projects that you have coming out that you're working on.
Well, right now, I'm really just focused on my solo. I'm not focused on anything else. I gave CNN all my energy when it came time to record the World War II. So I think it's time that I give myself that energy. And the thing about it is, the reason why I can't think about another CNN right now or anything else is because I'm really not rushing my solo album. I'm really taking my time. I'm you know, getting the producers. I'm waiting on their schedules, and I'm just sitting back and enjoying it. I don't want to rush anything anymore. So right now, my whole energy is directed towards the solo.
Well, great. My last question for you, Nori. Will there be a War Report 3 sometime in the future, maybe 10 years from now?
As of right now, I don't think so, but you never know. You never know.
Well, Nori, thanks again for the interview. Good luck with your future projects. And before I let you go, would you mind giving HipHopMusicBuzz.com a Twitter shout-out later today?
HipHopMusicBuzz, absolutely. All you gotta do, hit me on Twitter and say, "Yo, great interview," and I'll retweet it, and we'll get it popping.
We sure will. Thank you, Nori.
All right, to peace.